Welcome to your daily 49ers update. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Here is what's happening. Remember yesterday when I was super excited because the only guy on the 49ers practice report was Deebo Samuel? Well, that's over. George Kittle did not practice yesterday because he has a hamstring issue. Mooney Ward did not practice yesterday with knee and hamstring issues. And Nick Bosa was limited in practice yesterday due to a rib injury. Ugh. Kyle Shanahan, you were on KNBR yesterday. Are Mooney Ward and George Kittle going to miss this game?
They possibly could. I can't. I got to think of my coach talk right now. They will end up being questionable, I'm sure. But yeah, they had good practices yesterday. They complained of some soreness after practice, and they came in this morning with it. So we weren't going to put them out there today and have them get real hurt. So hopefully they come in tomorrow feeling better and can get some work in, because definitely hoping those guys can be available on Sunday. But if not, got to go to the next guys up.
Well, that's just great, isn't it? Just when the 49ers have a chance to right the ship, now they're going to be missing some big names potentially on Sunday against the Rams. Brock Purdy, are you ready to go out there potentially without three of your biggest weapons?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it sucks not having your guys and like Deebo and Christian and stuff. So it's like, all right, how can we figure out to get the ball to other guys and stuff? But, man, we got playmakers. Like I've said that before. We got a really good scheme, great play caller, and some great players that step up in the roles and do their job really well. So for me, man, I still have to do my job in terms of my reads and my progressions more so than I need to now change the way I think and make sure I'm getting it to this guy or that guy because a couple guys are out. It's not like that. So that's the challenge for me, is how can I continue to be better with my progressions and as a quarterback and handling situations and being as efficient as I can regardless of who's in. So that's where my mindset is at with this game. And, obviously I'd love to have my guys back and playing with them, but, that's just how it is with this game sometimes.
This may be the week we finally get to see Jacob Cowing on the field on offense. And look, if you have Brock and Ayuk and Cowing and Jennings and Jordan Mason, that's still plenty of firepower to be able to put up points on the Rams. There's no reason the 49ers can't still go and get it done, even though it's going to be a little bit more difficult this week, potentially. One more for you now. I love Chris Forster, the offensive line coach. Every time he goes to the podium, I learn something about the team. Let me play one for you. Chris, what the hell happened to the offensive line last week?
Some was a product of the Vikings. They're a really good defensive front. They do an excellent job of prepping how to rush a quarterback and to get after you. And some of it was us. Some was the crowd noise. No excuses. We've got to do a better job. We've handled noise better. We've handled rush fronts like these guys better. We've been sharper. But we weren't sharp overall in the passing game. Starts and ends with the offensive line. We got to do a better job 100%. I'm glad you brought it up. And secondly, I do think it's always going to be a group effort. And I got chewed out once by the late, great Monty Kiffin when I was in Tampa, and I made that point. He said, hey. And Monty was always animated. Hey. He goes, hey, don't cop out like that. You got to take responsibility. I said, well, Monty, I'm just being honest. I'm like, it wasn't all us. I'm not. He goes, yeah, but you look like you're pointing the finger, and I'm not pointing the finger. So I want to make sure, God rest in peace, Monty. I'm not blaming anybody else. It's our fault. We got to do better. But it is a group effort. Everything has to come together.
We can say one thing for sure. Crowd noise is not going to be a problem this week for the 49ers. Vivid Seats projects more than 60% of the crowd to be loyal to the 49ers. And it's probably even more than that because so many 49er fans are local in LA. It's going to be a Niners takeover. It's Levi's South for a reason. We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Friday. Trent Williams found some silver linings with all of the injuries that the 49ers are dealing with. Leave it to Trent to look on the bright side. If you want to find out what those are, click the link in the description of this episode. One thing to watch. I know I played one for you earlier. Please go and watch the entire Chris Forster media session yesterday. It was fantastic. It's not very long. He told a tremendous story about how the 49ers teach their wide zone running game. And he also told another story about getting chewed out by a legendary defensive coordinator. Chris Forster is a national treasure. Protect that man at all costs. If you want to watch the presser, I'll have the link in the description. One thing you may have missed, 49ers East last night. Robert Saleh, former 49ers head coach, put Solomon Thomas, former 49ers defensive tackle, in at fullback ahead of Breece Hall, former roommate of 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. It was at like the 1.5 yard line. Unfortunately for the Jets, the pass was incomplete, but still a really cool thing to see. Kind of a little wrinkle there from the Jets, 49ers East in their win over the Patriots on Thursday Night Football. That's a wrap in today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network wherever you get your audio podcasts. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. If you click the bell, you'll get notified every time we go live, which is every single weekday and after every single 49ers game for you. Enjoy your Friday and your weekend, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk later today.